I am gaming. I am gaming. I am gaming podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being on the latest episode of I'm Gaming Podcast. This is a podcast about the video game industry, entrepreneurship, gaming nostalgia, and many more cool things I find to be in the same realm of business and creative ventures. Like always, a big thanks goes to all of my Patreon supporters who really make this podcast possible. Without you, I wouldn't be able to make this podcast, and your generous monthly donations are more than appreciated. Everyone else, please consider checking out my patrons in the description below. You can see all of their YouTube channels, Twitch streams, games, NFT projects, and many more cool stuff they're creating. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, please consider that option as well. Now, for starts, I would like to say that for episode 155 I got a bit of a darker, more somber topic, and it stems from my recent experience, a really bad experience, with my Facebook account, which is presently in some kind of a limbo as it got suspended on the account of I'm not still sure what, because I'm not actually active on Facebook in any shape or form, but still created a bunch of issues for me, and these are a huge pain in the behind. But it made me realize that all of my online resources, no matter what they might be, are not actually only mine. They're also in the possession of the same company that runs that business. Like in the case of Facebook, that's Meta. But the same applies to practically anything and everything I'm investing my time, effort in on the online space. So this YouTube channel, it's Google's. My fintech options like Binance, Coinbase, they're in the possession of those companies. Social media, there was a great input into all of that in the previous weeks as Elon Musk took over Twitter, is now Elon Musk's, and everything is somebody's. And that is a really somber thought, because you don't think about it while you're actually grinding away at your venture, like me, for example, at this YouTube channel. However, a slip or a issue or even a bug could actually jeopardize all of that, and my YouTube channel could be just poof and gone. That is really, how should I put it, disconcerting. And the fact that you have what is your experience on social media, on any of these platforms, is an experience that goes to a point but can easily slip into an experience of a hellish process where you try to get in touch with a customer support person. You can get to them, you just get bots or automatic systems, because there are so many users, so many of them have issues. Even though you spend your days and weeks and months and years not thinking about them, they can suddenly appear, and you can find yourself pretty helpless in terms of what can you do or how can you approach the whole process and get stuff back, for example, lost accounts and stuff like that. So that is a big issue. When it happens, until it happens, you don't even think about it. But this episode is dedicated to actually trying to get some awareness about the fact that anything that you own online through a platform, you don't actually own completely. It's owned by the same company or multinational conglomerate or whatever it might be, and they can do pretty much whatever they like with it. You have some tools, you have some options and some capabilities to kind of take issue with some of their decisions, but the ball is squarely in their court. The whole court is there, and you're just playing around in it because they are allowing you to. Now, does this mean that we should all turn off everything that we own or partly own on social media, on services, on platforms? Well, it doesn't, but it should be something that is at least in back of your mind, telling you that, hey, this is fun, this is interesting, this is cool, but it can also really easily be taken away, and I can be left with a really narrow and potentially long point of recovery and return, which might not be successful at all, because I read up in past few days about problems with Facebook, for example, Facebook accounts, and there is a bunch of horror stories about people who are either stuck in a limbo with customer services or can't get to anybody, and all of them basically end the same. We're in a bad position, and that bad position is not going to change anytime soon. So yeah, that's kind of a thing that you should keep in mind, at least somewhat keep in mind, and maybe build things that are permanent, like for example your skills and your abilities, which are not based on any one platform or any kind of company owned playground, but on you and you alone. So again, I'm not saying we should all run to the hills and start living off the land. I'm saying that we should just remind ourselves, even before that's a rude reminder and sudden reminder like I got, that social media and any other platform you own, build and expand is not actually completely yours. That's all for this episode of I'm Gaming Podcast. This is episode 155. If you'd like to support me, please consider supporting me on Patreon, which again, I don't completely own. Patreon is, again, a company. But still, any support on a monthly level would be more than amazing. If you can give me $1 or $2 per month, it's going to rock. And I'm really grateful for you and for your donation. I would also love to promote any of your ventures if you might have them through this podcast, as a big thanks for your support. There is also a bunch of other ways how you can support me. I sell books on Amazon. There are links to my PayPal, my crypto wallets, and all of that stuff. But the easiest way to support me is to actually simply subscribe and like this video, leave a comment if you might have one, or get in touch in any other way. That's all for me. Again, a big thanks for being here. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you in precisely 7 days from now. Until then, bye bye.